Well, hello from the Hill. It's the Hill Homestead. A regular Thursday comic hour or comic minutes or whatever you want to call it. I watch it back and I sometimes I shake my head at myself like, "What are you doing?" Sometimes I kind of giggle, but a little bit entertaining for me anyway. I want to slip out of my normal routine and wax philosophically, if I could, with you for a minute. We had a couple of things hit here on the Hill that plagued us for a couple of weeks, and I worried myself sick over it. Couldn't sleep at night, and like most things you worry about, it wasn't worth the time or effort to I put into worried about it when it came down to an end. And it got me to thinking. I've been thinking about the last 2 or 3 days. As humans, we seem to worry about everything that comes down the pike, even if it doesn't affect us. Not too long ago, I had a friend that was going through some trials and tribulations, and oh my goodness, it just worried me to death. And it didn't affect me, except for that it was affecting my friend. And it got me to kind of thinking. We lose fact of that we lose sight of several facts, and I like to boil it down to what's really going to happen. 100 years from now, anybody that's old enough to watch this video will be long gone, and many of their kids will be long gone. And we will be, as we are as our present self, will be no more, and we'll end up being literally a photo in an album, a picture on a wall, a now again memory. But 100 years is a long time, and everything we have will be owned by somebody else, or will have been deemed unnecessary and discarded, given away, put in the dump. The home that we worked and paid all of our heart into will be someone else will be living in that. The car that we thought we had to have certainly will either be in a junk pile or in a back lot somewhere. The toys that we thought we needed and we thought would just make our life complete will have either fallen apart, disintegrated, parted out, crushed, but they'll be gone. So really the only thing that will be left of us in 100 years is, like I said, a photo in an album, a picture on a wall, and a memory in somebody's mind. So what happens to all those things we worried about? And I think it bodes a question of, did all that worrying take any years off our life? And if you love life, 15 minutes lost because of a worry is too big a price to pay. So in the big scheme of things, I think, and a lot of this comes from my leadership training, and to be able to look at the bigger picture than what's going on in front of my face at the moment. So in the bigger picture, each of us individually are little more than a fly speck on a map. The footprint we leave will be blown away by the winds of time. I think our legacy is kind of a little bit more of a convoluted issue. For one thing, to me, my legacy that I want to leave is my children, my grandchildren, great-grandchildren, the love that my wife and I had for each other. And really that's the only legacies I care about. I don't care about accolades from the world. I don't care about accolades from the business world. I just care about my family. So if I'm looking 100 years ago from when I'm gone, a legacy has to come into play there somewhere, and that would be my legacy. But even that will fade. as generations passed, there will come a time, a short time in the big scheme of things, where we will never even be remembered. What we did here, all the worrying we killed ourselves over, won't be amount to a hill of beans. So, what can we do about that? Well, I can assure you, chances of you living over 100 are slim to none. Chances of me living over 100 is just real slim to none. So I think what we have to do is maybe not dwell on that 100 years from now, but use it as a thought and an idea of how to live our lives as full as we possibly can while we are here. And I think that's the key. You know, the old saying, stop, smell the roses, no one says anymore. But it was important. You know, we should take times out of our days to be thankful for what we have, who's in our lives. I'm so thankful for the people in my life, family and friends. And I want to dwell on that. I want to dwell on what can I do today to make my wife's life easier? What can I do today to make my wife happier? Nothing brightens my day like a smile on her face. So, you know, I've made a deal with myself, a pact, you might say. I'm big on pacts. I made a pact with myself today that I'm not going to worry about this other stuff anymore. I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to force myself not to. And when I think I'm needing to, then I'm going to dwell on the things that matter. I'm going to dwell on contacting my son or my daughter or my grandchildren, or trying to put a smile on my beautiful wife's face. I think that's what God put us on earth for. Well, that's all I got. Remember it, erase it, whatever you got to do. But if you have something positive that you'd like to pass on to me, a thought along this trail, drop me a line. I always can use a shot in the arm. Be good to one another out there. Be kind. Live for today. Live for today. Love for today. And from the hill, goodbye.